I'm trying to see. Kan wala. I'm sending a new link. Try opening that one. Well, it's easy. Because no, I still in standby. So when it already start, I can just go to the screen. The thing, example like this. Uh, okay, right now it's on standby. So when it's in, it will show. Because I still in.
Are you guys inside working? go on Teams, put your name there, because you cannot QR it. Go on Teams on this meeting app, posting, put your names there. Then I will manually copy.
I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
Guys, just put your name here. Go to the meeting post. Screening and panels. Put your name there, so I know that you attend. Okay? Mute your music. Do you mind sitting nearer? Like closer
in the middle.
Yeah, you can
Yeah, you can see in the VIP.
You can see
You can see in the VIP.
Your
Your chance to see in the VIP seat.
Go in the
Go in the
middle.
middle, go in the center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't find a put in my email list. It's not sending. That's all. It's not.
That's it.
But
You can see the
see it.
what's the others?
Others.
So
So it's me.
you guys
You guys see in front of
me.
me.
In front,
In front, in front, in front.
Well, it seems like it. I mean, no offense meant, no. Once you get in, you can hop on about it.
I went online to see someone come on. But I'll think maybe about 7.
Streaming.
You sure I'm not flashing with the videos?
That's okay.
Is this streaming?
Huh?
Is this streaming?
What?
Is this streaming? Yeah. There's no problem.
Huh?
There's no problem. So, yeah.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feeling like a dynamite, ready to explore right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to
Okay, welcome everyone
I've been
to the fourth Open Lab
Lab
video.
you.
So I'm James Light.
Things like
Uh, research
Research
chair
chair
and
and
also
also
lecturer
lecturer
at
at
CCA.
CCA.
Okay, so
Okay, so
today we
today
gather
we
here
gathered here
for screening and panel
panel
discussion
discussion
with
with
Ms. Soo
Soo
Wilkinson,
Wilkinson,
Mr.
the
Powell
Powell,
uh, Sarafurka,
Salafurka,
and
and
Andy Wong.
Andy Wellman.
Hi, Soo.
Hi, Sue.
Okay,
Okay,
so I'll
so
start
I'll
with some
start with some
introductions, and
introductions,
then I
and
will
then I
pass
will
it on
pass it
to
on
Sue
to
Powell and
Powell and
Andy,
Andy,
and they
and
will
they will
introduce
introduce
themselves a
themselves a
little bit
little
more,
bit
and
more,
then
and then
talk about the
talk
work,
about the work,
and
and then
all three,
all three,
and then we'll
then
do
we'll do
screening, and then
screening,
you
and then
can
you can
go into
go into
questions.
questions and Q&A.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So
Just to
to
briefly
briefly
introduce
introduce
everyone.
everyone.
So,
Hello, hi.
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 My name is James. Hi, everybody.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it late here where I am? So I didn't quite hear all that. Did you just ask me to introduce myself?
Okay. Yeah. I'll introduce yourself a bit
Bit.
from here, and then
Yeah. Then you can
sort of take it from where I am.
go ahead.
All right.
All right.
Okay. So
Okay. So
this
this
work
work,
will there
will
be
there be
flowers on
flowers on
Mars?
Mars?
A touch
Touch
design and
design and
production.
production.
So it
So it
was
was
led,
led,
concept, and
concept, and
directed by
directed
Soo
by Soo
Wilkinson,
Wilkinson.
and the
And the
digital
digital
animation
animation
was made
was
by
made by
Copyplanet,
Copyplanet,
and the
and the
music
music
composition
composition
was made by Omid Maramzadeh.
Zadeh.
So this is
So
a
this is a
collaborative work
collaborative work.
led by Soo Wilkinson, and Soo is an international creative director, designer, conceptual artist, and experiential architect of places, spaces, and content for the physical and virtual worlds. So work spans architecture, interiors, set design, exhibition design, and art direction, and collaborating with world-renowned visual artists, musicians, DJs, performers, producers, and creative technologists. So Sue's focus and purpose is creating pioneering and meaningful mixed reality experiences that are designed to change perceptions of ourselves, each other, and the world at large. So right now, Sue is a future forward visionary with a passion for integrating technology in how we live, work, and play. And Copy Planet, which was part of the digital animation process, so basically production team. So Copy Planet is a cosmic creative system conceived by an intimate group of people led by artist Andy Wellman and the multimedia artist Pablo Salafurca, and together with game developer Jonathan Pugh and graphic designer Type Distort DK, and also myself. So the focus of the collective is to produce fruitful collaborations with new media artists, designers, animators, and sound designers to create high-quality digital art that challenges current ontological categories of established ideas relating to digital and contemporary art. Right. So the last collaborator here, Omid Mahrazadeh, is a music composer. So Omid, aka PrOmid, is an Iranian music producer, composer, DJ, remixer, vocalist, and sound engineer with a PhD in sound therapy. So his unique approach to merging traditional instrumentation with electronic soundscapes and healing frequencies has won him critical acclaim around the world. So he has composed music for film and television, and also DJs internationally. He also produces a monthly music mix from Ibiza Open Lab FM and released electronic albums that have received critical acclaim around the world. And the tracks he has created for the Budava compilation series are amongst the most downloaded chill out albums of all time. All right, now, so I'm gonna pass it on to Sue and the team to talk more about a little bit about the film, and then we will go into the screening of it. All right, so I'll pass on to Sue now.
Thank you, James. Hi, everybody. Thank you for that lovely introduction. Yes, as James said, my name is Soo Wilkinson. I do all sorts of things. Obviously, it's just outlined in my bio. I'm currently in India at the moment, overseeing a residential architectural project, which is my bread and butter. But my passion, as outlined, is to create spaces, places, and content for the physical and virtual worlds. So I've actually designed of mixed reality content, and the vessel will be physical and digital. So Will There Be Flowers on Mars is the first of many productions that I'm kind of developing that will tour existing digital galleries, various venues and spaces around the world, and then eventually it will sit alongside the other experiences that we're developing and be part of this touring vessel. So Copyplanet, are a collective that really caught my eye because of our shared ethos. We've been talking for a long time about various concepts that I'm working on, and it naturally evolved that Will There Be Flowers on Mars would be the first. And the purpose of this artwork was a direct reaction to the state that the planet's in, and we have billionaire philanthropists investing in offshore colonies, and my kind of reaction to that was, but will there be flowers on Mars? We live on this incredible planet. This has everything, this ecosystem that we're in that sustains us. We have everything that we need. It's perfect, and we should be protecting this planet and wanting to stay here. And I think that we need to relearn from nature about interconnectedness and remember that we are nature and we're not separate to it. So this piece of work is really an attempt to bring the unseen into the seen. So the reason that the Brahma flower became the narrative and the key flower in this piece is the Brahma flower grows in the Himalayas. It's a very rare sighting. It blooms at night, depending on the age of the flower. One tree may bloom every 14 years or annually, depending on circumstances and how big this, and the region and where the flower is. And it really struck me that was just the perfect opportunity to bring something that was very rare and considered auspicious. And is the lotus flower that was carried by Lord Brahma, that was said to carry universal consciousness. And the sighting of this was supposed to give one strength to navigate life's adversities and spread it, the elixir of love and peace and harmony to those that saw this flower. And I thought, well, what a great way to bring the interconnectedness of nature and our place in that into the digital realm. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, good.
Good. So yeah, after talking a lot about this concept with Andy, Pablo, we just set to work, working on the narrative, the 7 star seeds descending from the cosmos, bringing with them universal consciousness. The seeds they land in the lake, in the Himalayas, and out of the seeds grow the stalks, and the stalks are represented as DNA that are carrying liquid crystal, and out of these stalks grow the lotus flowers, the Brahma flowers, and they bloom, they spray their elixir and then they disappear again. And beneath them, you can see this network of mycelium, which is nature's internet and how nature connects and communicates below us. So, from everything from cosmology to the earth is connected in this incredible ecosystem that we exist in. And by immersing ourselves in this piece, and it eventually becomes a physical 360 with AR, the idea there is that you actually feel part of that sort of quantum entanglement of what this is. And that's what we are, hoping to achieve when this piece is experienced physically. And in the meantime, it will be in the mess to the digital sculpture. We're going to create an AR digital sculpture trail with this, with the collecting the star seeds, and then how that's mapped out and find the Brahma flower growing in island places like the desert or city parks, and hope that this helps to engage people in the conversations that are needed around interconnectedness and our role as humans within this ecosystem, and reminding us that we're part of this incredible planet and nature, and we are nature. So so that's the concept and a little bit about the piece and its meaning. And I don't know if you want to view it and then ask some questions. It's
All right, so let's just jump into it, and we'll do the screening first, and then we'll go back to the panel questions. Does Andy and Pablo, do you want to
Thank
add
you.
anything before we screen? Pablo and Andy, want to add anything before we do the screening?
I just, I think suggest to do the screening and then we can all talk about it.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I agree with that. Thank you.
Right. So that was film. So now let's invite Sue, Pablo, and Andy back. Okay. Okay. While we wait, maybe we can just speak to Pablo and Andy first. So here's a question from me. So this relates to the thematic exploration. So how does the concept of the Brahma flower serve as a metaphor for the broader themes of interconnectedness and universal consciousness presented in the film?
Hi, James, is that directed at me?
Yeah,
Sorry, I keep losing connection, so it's a little sketchy,
it's all right. I think
my internet.
you need to use the
Okay, I'll take that off then. Okay, so you can hear me okay.
it's more important.
Um, well, I suppose, well, the reason that the Brahma flower is, sort of the chosen flower to articulate the interconnectedness of all that is that it's often referred to as the flower of all flowers, and is, considered to represent the universe and the supreme soul in its purest form. So, these mysterious shimmering white flowers that only bloom, once every blue moon at night and wither away as quickly as they appear is, just something I think that represents life. Like we're all the flowers of all flowers, weaving through, this dance of life for quite a short time, on the planet, the grand scheme of things. And, we need to sort of appreciate that we are, that we are part of this incredible ecosystem and that we're not separate to it. We shouldn't be thinking we're separate to it. And it's really to sort of engage in conversations with environmentalists and creative technology. And as artists, it's, how do we use technology to enhance the human experience, to enhance the creative experience, and the creative force is universal consciousness in flow through us as conduits. So it's as a creative process, it's very much felt like that. Obviously, witnessing this piece, hopefully will, bring that sort of feeling of connectedness to the audience that watch it. That obviously combined with the music and the frequencies that have been used in the music. So the music isn't, obviously it's very cinematic, and Omid's done an incredible job. And, in my opinion, he's like the Iranian Vangelis, he's the sort of cinematic sounds. He's recorded this with a 20-piece orchestra in Tehran, and, with the sort of electronic aspect of that, and even in these sort of frequencies, hopefully that will, make people feel that their souls are being elevated, with these frequencies. And as they're watching this and being immersed in it, just allowing that space of thought to come through. And, thinking about our role as individuals, our roles as a collective, because we can do everything that we can to try and make a difference with the current narrative that's going on in the world. But changing that narrative is going to take the collective consciousness. So this work hopefully will let people draw people in and allow them to feel that resonance and connect to each other and the earth.
All right. Thanks, Sue.
And using technology to bring the unseen into the seen, using technology as a way to, create something of the natural world that is there. We just don't see it. It's there all around us. We just don't see that. So being able to use and to articulate the unseen visually, obviously that's where Copyplanet PrOmid to help that and
Yeah, Pablo, how did you sort of think of how to approach this project? Because the subject is so esoteric and it's sort of also, in a way, re-visualizing uh, ancient ideas. So, could you tell us a little bit on how you approached this?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, so maybe I would talk a little about the process of creating this amazing piece. So the creation process itself was extremely effective. We agreed very well on the vision and direction in which the visualization was to be created, the interpretation of the concept, and everything. Step by step, we built the entire event, meeting about twice a week, I think, to us, making changes, corrections to the project, touch designer, inspiring each other and searching together for the best path and direction of the project. That is why we choose also touch designer program to uh, effect, to effectively modularize each element of the installation, make changes, interaction, and work practically in real time. This program allows for prototyping events related to 3D objects, interaction, and everything. This is a very good step and stage in prototyping event that will later be played in Unreal Engine, like in this project also. And since I have been working touch designer for many years, it allows for quickly and effectively change improvements in the project we were working on. In this case, would there be flowers on Mars? So that was the process, and that's why also choose touch designer to create that step of this whole project.
Okay. So, would you say touch designer would offer sort of what did it offer for sort of this project that the other sort of apps and programs could not offer?
Mm, could you repeat the question because I get lagged? I'm in Poland and uh,
Just
I was
basically like say like why specifically I think what could the touch designer program sort of bring to these productions, and sort of I think usually touch designers use for like musical visualizations and things like that. But I find this is a very new approach towards using touch designer in the sense of you're trying to make the film out of it. So I think this is very interesting for me because usually touch designer is thinking of like this something that is attached to music, but now you're sort of using touch designer in a way that to produce film. So like, what was the sort of thinking of that, and why sort of touch designer?
Mhm. I choose also touch design because the logic of creation and possibilities which touch designer can bring to the prototyping of the whole events, interaction, and everything. It's similar to this from Unreal Engine. It has maybe other logic of the creation, not blueprint and everything, but touch designer is made with the nodes, logic and everything. And also I work in this program for I don't know, maybe 7 years. So it's for me the fastest way to show the changes of the project, to add something almost in real time during the meeting and everything. And that's why when we talk with Sue about the details of the project, what need to be done in there, what is the concept, almost in real time I was able to build it. And that's why touch designer was best option for for this because we was making like kind of dialogue. Sue was telling me about the concept, how it can look, and I was able to visualize it in the fastest way. I don't know if I can say.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Thank you.
Okay. So this is a question I think for both of you guys. It's about creative collaboration. So basically, what insights can you share about the collaborative process between uh, Soo, Copyplanet, and PrOmid, and how does this partnership sort of enhance the artistic vision, or did the vision come before the collaboration, basically?
So it will be for two.
Yeah, okay. So okay, but how about you? How do you find yourself collaborating with both of them, Sue and with PrOmid?
Um,
Oh, okay, so
oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Signal. I don't really.
It's okay, okay.
okay, so basically, Sue,
Do you want me to answer that?
yeah, yeah, can take that.
How did we collaborate with Omis?
Yeah, how did the
Is that the
collaboration
question?
between the three of you form, basically, and how was the dynamic? So, like, did the vision come before the collaboration, or did the collaboration create the film?
The collaboration created the film. We started to talk about collaborating, and a good time before. I had a few meetings initially with Andy, and we talked a lot. And we got on Zooms with Omid, and we talked about what we could do. And first off, he created a few little snippets and pieces of music, and uploaded some animation to that, and then there was one in particular that really sort of struck a chord with me, and it reminded me of this, the lotus flower, and I just got this total. I just saw the whole thing. It was like the whole narrative, all of the everything just came in like whoosh, this. Sort of wrote it all down and talked about it with Andy and talked about it with Pablo, and we really sort of kind of just finessed that and then worked on the visual for a long time first, and then we gave the music to PrOmid, and then we created the whole piece around it, from that, which it sort of started off with us sort of talking, and then how certain bits of music that PrOmid had created and how Copyplanet had reacted to that, and then these selections came through, and I just got the full picture and the narrative of what that needed to be. And sort of Andy and I then talked that through. We talked about it and put that all together. And Pablo started getting to work on Touch Designer. And as we were going along, we were doing a lot of research into things of what the flower would look like, how it would move, the TNA stalks and like different, the sort of meanings and what certain things were representing. And wanting this to be a piece of work that, raises consciousness and is about universal consciousness is where we really, where we align as artists and as people. So I think just that energy amongst us allowed the space for this idea to develop fully to what you're seeing now. And it's an ongoing work that will continue to evolve into other iterations over the coming months, and until we get the physical experiences launched hopefully later this year.
Talking about that, like we'd like to move into the visual design. So basically, like I think a lot of it is sort of because it's made by touch design. Just like I just want to ask, like, in what ways did the use of touch design influence the visual storytelling and basically and the immersive experience of the film? So basically, I want you to sort of elaborate on maybe specific design choices made during your production, and did the app itself become the aesthetic? Like touch design, and how did it sort of become the aesthetic as well of the film, or yeah, or was it a sort of conscious decision or something that was serendipitous?
There's a certain style around touch design that's it's about the luminosity of the artwork. There's an iconography about the aesthetic of touch design and the works that are produced in that program that you can't necessarily achieve in other visual representation. I think that there's obviously a great deal of skill goes into using that software, but there's something about the luminosity of what you can achieve. It's like Pablo's painting with light, and I think it's that effect that really sort of brings the magic to the narrative. And I don't think it could have been articulated so beautifully in any other format.
I agree. Pablo, do you want to add anything?
Mm, no. Thank you. I have that same vision as Sue, so I agree with her also.
It's good. So, with your productions, do you think how would you frame it, or would it change within different immersive spaces? Let's say if, yeah, if we converted it, could it move into different spaces? And how is your thinking about that? And before that, you were sort of also talking about creating physical, sort of like a game, uh, or interactive sort of interactions with this work. Uh, could you elaborate on that?
Yes, excuse me, my internet's a bit sketchy, so I'm not sure if I've heard everything there, but I think I did. The way that it's going to be experienced as a physical iteration, it will be in 360 digital spaces. So people will see it as a 360 digital artwork, but then I think what's going to sort of differentiate it from other experiences, the use of AR. So now, Pablo's starting to build out the assets in Unreal Engine, so it becomes a real mixed media piece, because it will be a combination of touch design for the 360 visuals, and then the Unreal Engine version for the AR. And then how people can experience that make that artwork accessible as well by taking it into metaverse spaces. So it can be experienced in a number of ways, and then creating some digital artworks, collectible artworks around it as well. And it's really sort of designed as well to be an impact piece. So it's going to be a ticketed experience, and it will hopefully generate some money to be donated towards percentage of profits will go to GARN, the Global Alliance that represent nature in court, who defend the rights of nature, animals, plants, trees, waterfalls, protect them, protect species that can't represent themselves in court. So by engaging in this artwork and supporting this artwork, you're supporting the creative industries and nature. That was very conscious with this, and all of the different experiences that we're developing, and further experiences that will be collaborations with Copyplanet. And the common thread is that they're designed to have impact and not purpose, and not just be pure spectacle. So already this artwork is created impact pre-launch, which is interesting that it's got its own the energy that's gathering around it is quite exciting.
Okay, I just found a demo for the 360. Should I play it for the audience?
Yeah.
So, so just a question. How do you plan on implementing this idea in physical space?
Well, it depends. It might be digital screens, depending on the gallery. If they have digital infrastructure already, then we build out the spaces. That's an option that we're investigating at the moment. So it can go into non-digital venues. And that whether it's screens or it could be projectors, and then obviously the AR eyewear. And in certain instances, maybe where there's larger audiences, it's not possible to use the AR, then we'll probably project the Brahma flower itself into onto polymers to a slim installation of some polymers. So that's how it's going to be experienced from a environment, a digital environment perspective.
Right.
And then the AR trail could be something that's experienced on your phone, the metaverse versions on any device.
This is a like a very big transmedia project. Do you think so this experience will grow in the future?
I hope you can hear me okay.
Do you think these experiences, like transmedia experiences, will expand in the future?
Sorry, James, could you repeat
Oh,
the question?
do you think these
froze.
experiences, immersive, experiential, AR, XR, or transmedia experiences, do you think that these will expand in the future, be more and become the norm for how we, for lack of a better word, entertain ourselves, future or the near future?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. The collective experiences and the immersive experiences is probably the fastest growing and most in demand, kind of creative area. I create venues, and I've spent a lifetime designing nightclubs and doing stage sets for various things. But the collective experience is always been a sort of human necessity. But as the technology becomes much more finessed and ready available, the expectations of what entertainment is, it evolves as well. And it's definitely probably the most in demand and only going to grow. Absolutely. This is the future of entertainment and how we experience art, music, and it's a combined creative force, really. If it's in a club, people have often use projectors, and I'm seeing more and more of this happen. And there's a lot of digital experiences that are beautiful. Some of them are just more sort of spectacle, but it's so new. And I think as time goes by, it's going to become much more interesting. And for me, it's going to be about the collaborative, who and how you collaborate, and the purpose of that collaboration, and that's going to separate and distinguish.
Yeah, I like this is something I like about your project is that it's not just say to it doesn't just stay on a visual element, but it's also also scientific and and healing element. I think we did like a medicinal element towards the work. I think that's a very interesting combination for something that is just meant like people would see it as just meant for entertainment, but actually it's more than that. And could you elaborate with that expansion? Like,
Well, yeah, I'm really interested in how, obviously, the visual arts and music and how you can combine those. But there's all sorts of things that we're going to bring into this as well that stimulate the senses: food, taste, smell. So that's something that will be part of this experience in the physical. Conversations, we'll bring in environmentalists, we can have workshops, creative tech workshops, and talks about pollinators or mycelium, all sorts of things that we can kind of embark upon this. So it becomes, there's so many different avenues that can be taken with when you've got such a narrative to work with. And for me, it's the combination of the visual arts and the music and frequency and resonance, and what that does to you individually and collectively. And that's going to shift consciousness and help help people imagine a better future narrative. It's sowing the seeds for a more harmonious future narrative. And hopefully this piece and other projects that we collaborate on in the future are sort of setting the sort of the scene for that I hope people will follow.
Okay, I think we can open the floor for questions. So, anyone in the audience who has any question for Sue or Pablo? Anyone? So I do have one last question. This is really to do with uh, audience impact. Yeah, because you talk a lot about sort of in a sense it's also educating, and also the main thing of doing the artwork is to bring people together to create connectivity. Yeah. So do you think the work does or through some mechanism can evoke this sort of reaction or emotions from the viewers? Through purely it's aesthetic, because this film is very aesthetical, so it's quite interesting that to see the optimism there.
Yeah, well, I think once its experience is a 360, um, the feedback that I've had just from the film and people that watch it combined with the music, there's something that sort of resonates, and then the narrative is interesting. People dig a little bit deeper into that, and just sort of feel into it. So the response that we've had from people that have seen it's been very positive, and it's actually, as a piece of impact art, it's already kind of doing some incredible work even without being launched. We were invited to be beta artists with this piece on a really incredible metaverse platform. And because of that invitation, the conversation opened up on other things I was working on, and I also work with the Indigenous nation of Hawaii as a UK ambassador and helping with the visioning for a very future focused sort of reinstating of the Apua sanctuary, which is living in harmony with the water from the mountains to the sea in Hawaii. And because of this work, we've now been invited to create something for the nation of Hawaii to represent them in the metaverse. And that's the next collaboration that I'm working on with Copyplanet, which is just an incredible thing. So as an impact piece, it's already generating, it's already working its magic.
Yeah. Right. So just one thing for Pablo. Do you think are you going to work more on continue to work with touch designer, or sort of move into building worlds with game engines like Unreal, like you mentioned, Unreal or Unity, or what is sort of your intuition there? basically.
For sure, the next steps will be the creating the whole experience prepared in software Unreal Engine to create more immersive experience for the part of augmented reality, for example, and three-dimensional vision of the whole installation. Right now, it's in Touch Designer as a part of prototyping step to work with lots of hardwares like Oculus, Kinect, creating interaction, and in the next part, the main experience will be made also in Unreal Engine. Recreate, not from the beginning, but recreate from the Touch Designer to Unreal. And yeah, I think it will upgrade the project of the more in the more realistic part and more immersive to the whole experience, especially in augmented reality. I think, yeah.
Okay. Right. I think that's it for us. So, any questions from online? Sorry, I've neglected hands. Anyone have questions for the panelists online? The internet's really slow today, I think.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's very sketchy. I think Andy's struggling to connect. He's messaged on WhatsApp to say his internet's blacking out. So um, it's a shame. We hadn't heard from Andy.
And every one of us is on the other part of the world, I think. Also.
Yeah.
Right,
How many people are with you in the cinema space? James, I can't see.
80?
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Great. Good turnout.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, everyone.
Yeah. So yeah, so I think we will end it here today. So and any last words from Sue, from Pablo?
Oh, just thank you for the opportunity to share and talk about the work. We're hoping to launch the physical iteration of this later this year, and hopefully we can bring it to Kuala Lumpur, which would be amazing.
Yeah, we
And see some of the people that are in your university and attendance today and come and check it out for themselves.
Yeah, just hope to see you here as well. You guys, both of you. Andy is
Yeah,
I think Andy was here.
Thank you.
that'd be great.
So thank you guys. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for coming and talking and sharing your work with us. I think it's really inspiring, and I hope just to see more from you guys doing such.
We will be.
Yeah.
We will be. We've got so many good ideas that we're bubbling away on behind the scenes. So this is just the first and the start, So yeah.
Great stuff. Okay.
Right then.
So I want to thank also everyone for attending today. Yeah. I'll update you on
Thank you.
the next one.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
Great.
Okay.
Thank
Have a
you.
good evening.
Bye,
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Yeah. Namaste.
Bye bye.
All right, guys. Thank you everyone for coming, for staying this late. So some of you are from screenwriting class, right? So tomorrow we do online consultations. So you just only need to these messages. Okay? Yeah. You have to put it manually and I have to do it for you manually. Yeah. So can you put your name on the the posting I put for the meeting for the screening today. So just put your name there, and then with your student ID. Yeah.
That your Microsoft Teams.
Yeah. Hi. Thanks for coming.
No problem.
So what do we off everything?
Usually they'll switch off that station, but this track.
Technicians are still working. Stop. Okay, kids, you can go home now.